Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to part 2 of the Lions Lowdown. Now, the Lions' next game is against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they are one win away from their first winning season in 3 years. Now, last year, after winning on Thanksgiving, they didn't win another single game, and I mentioned that in the last broadcast. So coming off a blowout victory against the Bears, is that the case again? Their next 3 is against Tampa Bay, who they are playing today, Minnesota, also at home, again like Tampa Bay, also going against them at home like Tampa Bay, and at Chicago, who's going to be without Brandon Marshall. He's out for the season now. Now, their last meeting versus Tampa Bay was last year, where they lost 24-21, and Stafford was awful. He was 26 of 46 for 297 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 4 picks. Now, when they face Tampa Bay, it won't be Mike Glennon, who had 247 yards on 14 of 21 passing for 2 touchdowns and no picks, and a Tampa Bay win. This time, it will be former Lions quarterback Josh McCown, who has thrown 7 touchdowns and 9 interceptions all year on 59.2% passing for 1,540 yards. However, in his last 4 games as a starter, he has thrown 5 touchdowns, 4 picks, on 72 of 143 completions for 1,120 yards. Now, the Lions are 0-1 against former Lions quarterbacks this season. So yes, that means I'm counting the game against Drew Stanton. But let's look at this. The Lions' last opponent, the Chicago Bears, who they beat 34-17 on Thanksgiving, as we all know. Chicago beat Tampa Bay 21-13 this year. The Lions are second in total defense. The Bucs are in 20th. The Lions are 12th in pass defense. The Bucs are in 20th. The Lions are first in run defense. The Bucs are 19th in the NFL. The Lions give up 17.2 points per game, which is best in the NFL, and Tampa Bay gives up 26.2 points per game, which is 23rd in the league. Lions offense is 17th in total. Lions total offense is 17th in the NFL, and the Bucs are 26th. The Lions are 9th in pass offense, and the Bucs are 17th. The Lions are 30th in run offense, and the Bucs are 29th. So you look at it this way. You look at the Bucs 26th total offense against the Lions' second total defense, and then you look at the Bucs 17th passing offense against the Lions' 12th passing defense, and then you look at the Bucs 29th run offense against the Lions' first run defense, and then you can look at the Lions' 17th total offense against the Bucs' 20th total defense, and the Lions' 9th passing offense against the Bucs' 20th passing defense. And then you look at the Lions' 30th run offense against the Bucs' 19th run defense. And that is where the Bucs would have the one advantage in all the categories I have just listed. However, this is a chance Uh, despite all the categories that I have just mentioned, and that you would think the Lions should win rather handedly, they don't play games on paper. It could be a different thing on the field. Lions could have another letdown. It could be same old Lions all over again. Always got to be prepared for that, sadly. Because of the intangibles, Lions 0-1 against former Lions quarterbacks this year. They lost to Drew Stanton. They lost to Kyle Orton. So a loss to Josh McCown is possible, sadly. And also, another intangible would be, the history. Last year was a total same old Lions. The Lions are going to need, to play well for like years, many years to, get rid of that history of people calling them the same old Lions. So, until they've done that, it's always going to be there in the back of our minds. That's the truth. Jim Caldwell, is he different from Jim Schwartz? That's what we need to see. Last year on Thanksgiving, the Lions won, but then didn't win another single game. Yada, yada, yada. Jim Schwartz got fired. Will it be a different story for Jim Caldwell? The schedule makes you think it would be so, but we're just going to have to wait and see. And the X factor for this game, to me, is obviously Matthew Stafford, because he played so bad against Tampa Bay last year, just keeping them in. Just keeping them in the game with the 4 picks he threw. The 3 touchdowns was nice, but he threw the 4 picks. And that turned out to be the difference last year, why they lost to Tampa Bay last year, which was a critical game that could have possibly, stopped the season from collapsing last year. So, obviously, the X factor for me is Matthew Stafford. I think if the Lions score more than 17 points, that they will win this game, since they only give up 17 points a game. It only seems right. The Lions do give up, 17 points per game, and, Tampa Bay gives up 26.2. So you'd have to figure, but again, it's just a game of wait and see, and that's all we can do is just wait and see. So, again, if I see Stafford play well, the Lions score more than 17 points, I'd have to think it'd be a victory. But again, it's just a game of wait and see. This is the second edition of the Lions Lowdown, and I want to thank you all for watching.